that fits in the vernacular of medicine against those well-trained physicians. Dr. Bonanno from Boston Memorial Hospital. Dr. Victor Herbert, he is head of the Veteran Administration. Dr. Cohen came all the way from Minnesota to refute that which I had to say. And you're going to tell me, Sebi, that you're going to go up against these four physicians? There was another one, an Italian, I forgot his name. You're going to go up against these four physicians and expect to win? The herbalists, they came with the same argument. The herbalist was angry at me because they said that I was jeopardizing their position. Well, naturally, they had a right to say that. Why? Because the herbalists didn't do their homework. There aren't one herbalist in America that have done their homework. What do they cure? Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. So that is why many people are not encouraged to go to the herbalist. But as we look at this whole thing, as I looked at it, I knew that I had a weapon in my arsenal that no one could defeat. I had God. They didn't have God. The herbalist or the allopathic. Why do I say the herbalist? Because the herbalists were using peppermint, comfrey, aloe vera. That is ungodly. God did not make those things. The doctors, on the other hand, they were using inorganic chemicals, which they have not explained today. Understanding comes from the food that we eat. It does not come from your brain. It does not come from a book. It comes from the food that you eat. I have been told many times that I have wisdom, that I have knowledge, that I'm smart. Well, I don't know what smart is, and I don't know what wisdom is until today. I don't know what knowledge is. I know this. I know what is cosmic consistency. I know what God is. Not wisdom, not knowledge, not nothing. So, ladies and gentlemen, after getting this advice from all these people in New York, I sat with my wife and I said to her, you know, here I am, proving that I cured these diseases, yet my brother had the audacity to tell me to compromise my position. Well, you know, it is difficult to tell someone that never been to school to compromise his position. Why? Because he has something that you do not receive in a school. He had the love for self, the confidence in self, not a book. Because what happened is that the book prepares you for a journey, but the book is limited. So therefore, those who read the book knows that the writer of the book knows more than they do. Like, for instance, if I only attain an 8th grade of education, the one that attained the high school, he looks down on me. But if I have a BS, I look down on the high school. If I have a master's degree, I look down on the BS. If I have a PhD, I look down on the master's degree. But then, the PhD, who looks down on him? The person that wrote the book and created the philosophy that he accepted as a doctor's degree. So he had to look up to him. Well, I have no one to look up to because I'm outside that vernacular. That's a game that I didn't play. So this game that I'm playing is God. It's outside the school vernacular. But that particular vernacular, this God message, is enough to obliterate anything that man has to offer. Anything that man created does not fit within the arrangement of life itself. Philosophy, herbs, or whatever. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to travel on a path that was introduced to me in Africa, the continent that many who lives on it doesn't even know that this exists. That is the path of Ongus. The path of Ongus is what makes us impeccable, not subservient. impeccable. Impeccable means that you and I first going to have the tolerance with self and others. The understanding that love stands above all else. But as we look at this whole structure that we have today, love is missing. Because I was once a Muslim. And a Muslim does not want to hear anything about a Christian. A Christian about a Muslim? No, all we have for him is bombs. Where is the love? Where is the love? Yet both talk about love. If I am a Buddha, well, I don't love either because I'm a Buddha. What's going on? What happened? When they remove us from the territory that God gave us, the only territory that God gave us is Africa. The only one. America is not ours. You know what this is like? This is like I, sebi, stole this from you. And you know that I stole it. Someone else knows that I stole it from you. Yet you come and tell me, sell me a piece of it. Sell me a piece of it. What is that saying? That I'm collaborating with the thief. But that is what we all are doing. We are collaborating with the thief. If you go to court, if someone steals something and another collaborated, what you think the judge gonna do? Both go to jail. Well, this territory that we call America was not European. It didn't belong to anyone but the American Indians. But yet we go into our pockets and we tell the man that stole it, I want a piece. He said, you got to give me $100,000. And we buy it, knowing that this thing was stolen. What is it saying? It's saying that we have become so helpless, so vulnerable, so everything that is other than love. Because the food that God made for us has not been on our plates for 500 years. Then we ask, why is prostate cancer running high? Why is diabetes? Dr. Sebi, you know, in my family, heart condition is hereditary. Heart condition is hereditary. What about the hog balls? Isn't that hereditary too? What about the pork chops? That's hereditary. So when you tell me that your disease is hereditary, you have to tell me that the food that made that disease hereditary is what you're still eating. That happened to Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi had diabetes when he was only 30. Dr. Sebi was impotent at 30. He was born with asthma. Dr. Sebi wore glasses at 30. And he weighed 291. Then when I look back into the history of my parents, they too had diabetes. They too was obese. They too wear glasses. So how do you break this thing we call hereditary? You stop eating the food that comes with the hereditary. And you break that cycle. Easy, isn't it? Of course it is easy. But now, we ask the question. After eating hog maws, pork chops, collard greens, chitlins for 500 years, ask someone to stop. Then we have the nerve to point our finger at someone that takes cocaine. How do we do that? Just how do we have room to criticize someone that uses cocaine? When we have salt on the table. We have salt and sugar. Salt and sugar on the table. And we're going to criticize someone that uses cocaine. We have no room. I have no room. I give thanks to God that I'm alive after going all through that. Diabetes, asthma, impotence, blind, and insane. I took a